Hi everyone, let's talk about Cascadia, which I just did an overview video for. If you'd like to see all of the game laid out, then it's linked in the description. And side note, I'll be getting back to having the first impressions with the game in them once I'm more able to move things around. Oh no. So Cascadia, it is a beautiful tile-laying, puzzly game from the people that brought you puzzly tile-laying game Calico. That was from Flat Out Games as well. And they were involved in Dollars to Donuts. That was Crafty Games as well. But yeah, from that kind of pedigree of these things already, they're both fairly recent. I think Calico was about a year ago now, surprisingly. But yeah, they've already got this kind of pedigree building up of these fantastic kind of different tile-laying games. And with Cascadia, it's something that's such a simple choice, really, that you've got this little display of 4 tiles and 4 tokens. You have to take a pair of them, and there is a fair bit pulling you in different directions, even though the scoring and everything is fairly simple. That the habitat scoring is you just want to group up your habitats together as best you can, but you also kind of want to be aware of what other people are doing for the majorities, and for not leaving perfect options in the tiles and tokens available to the others, I guess. But also the scoring of the animals, which some is fairly similar. You might get rewarded for a bigger salmon run in some games than others, but the salmon score for a similar thing, whereas the others can score for drastically different things. Like the foxes want to be next to as many different things as possible, or as many pairs as possible, or you want the bears in pairs that aren't adjacent to anything else, or you want the hawks to be just not adjacent, or you need them to be in line of sight of as many as possible. There's lots of different things just in that, and one of the fundamental things of tile-laying games is the satisfying look at what you've made at the end of the game. And you feel it as you are laying all of this down, as you see this landscape get made, as you see it get populated with animals. It's got absolutely beautiful art. Beth Sobel is one of the best board game artists around, and she's done a fantastic job here as well. And yeah, although we've only played, this is only a prototype, and I mentioned in the overview, I was paid to make that overview, so caveat everything that I'm saying here all you want. But yeah, it's a genre, it's a series of mechanisms in games that I love anyway, so inclined to quite like it. But I think everything works so smoothly. There's no road bumps in here in learning it, in playing it, in trying to figure out where you are. Not that it's not that the best move is just obvious to you. There's obviously a lot of different ways that you can go, and then once you are locked into all of these restrictions that you need to take this tile and this token together, you can only put the animals on where they need to go, which again limits the habitats that you want to put down. It might be perfect for getting your habitats bigger, or giving you just that edge in the majority of those things. So you've got the limitation of the tile and token pair, and there are other things as well, like the tiles that you're taking. As I mentioned, you're trying to improve your habitats of each type. You're trying to group all of that together, but being restricted on them where the animals can go is great, because that pulls you in the other direction. This doesn't help the habitats at all, but I need pairs of bears. This is going to be worth so many more points if I just put this prairie just in the middle of a forest, nowhere near the rest of it. I'm not going to score anything for the habitats there, but are the animals worth more to me at this moment? But as well as the restriction of picking the pairs, you've got the nature tokens as well. So the landmark tiles, you are restricted because they can only have one animal on there, so it needs to be in a good place because you're not going to get any choice of what goes on top of it, or you could leave it empty. But if you do get something on it, you get the nature tokens, which, yeah, great, they're points, but they can be vital in letting you break that rule, in letting you take a tile and a token from somewhere else, or just chancing clearing the display and trying to get that animal. Especially, you won't be doing that early on in the game, but towards the end, where it's just vital that you just get what it's going to be so many more points if you just get one more salmon. So it might be worth spending 1 or 2 to try and clear those tokens out and just see what you can get hold of, while potentially making it better for other people. But yeah, I just think it all comes together absolutely beautifully, but hopefully you'll see from the overview video whether or not you would be interested in it personally. That's all from me though, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye everyone.